Good evening and welcome to This Week at Little Hills. I'm so glad to be with you again tonight. It's been a rainy day, but the interesting thing about rain, I always think of when it's raining on a day like today, is that Scripture tells us time and again that when we see the rain, we're reminded of God's care. Listen to these words from Acts chapter 14, verse 17, that Paul shares with those he's preaching to about our God. He says, "Yet he," that is God, "did not leave himself without witness, for he did good by giving you rains from the heaven and fruitful seasons, satisfying your hearts with food and gladness." On a day like today, we're reminded of God's care for you and God's care for me. As we hear that soft rain falling, each drop reminds us that God has created a world where things like rain come in and replenish the earth. So as you go into this week, and maybe at times you feel worn out or tired or desperate or unsure, if it's raining, or you feel a cool breeze blowing, or you hear the rustling of the trees, when we see these things in nature, what are we reminded of? We're reminded of a God who created all of these things for our benefit, so that as we go about our lives, the earth provides for us and nourishes us. That's the kind of God whom we serve. I hope you've been having a great week, and I hope that this upcoming week is even better for you. I'd like to remind you that tomorrow night we are continuing a series I think is so important in this election season. Like the other nations, we're going to be thinking about what we look for in a leader versus what God looks for in a leader. Looking at the story of King Saul once again and thinking about how Israel looked at him and compared him to the other nations, and what it was that's really important to God that they were missing. We also have our new men's Bible study that started last Thursday. We're continuing this Thursday. We're still in Hebrews chapter 1. It's a great time to join, and I would so love to see you there. So if you're interested, please do contact me, leave a message in the comments, shoot me an email. I'd be glad to hear from you. Also, if you missed Faithtoberfest on Friday night, I'd encourage you to go over to the Faith Tree Facebook page, or I'll go ahead and link to it in the comments, and watch the video from Faithtoberfest. It was an incredible night. It was so encouraging, and I really believe it would encourage you as we go into this week as well. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed week. If there's any way I can be praying for you, please let me know. Once again, please follow us on social media so you can learn about things that are upcoming at Little Hills. And I look forward to hopefully seeing you tomorrow night and throughout this coming week. Have a blessed week.